By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to quadruple your revenue with no extra ad spend, just purely off the traffic that's already coming to your site from the ads that you're paying for. And I know with a promise like that, you probably don't believe me when I tell you that you can do this, and when I tell you it only takes 30 minutes, maybe an hour max to set up and implement, and you'll start seeing the results instantly. It's something that 95 to 99% of e-commerce brands do not have set up correctly. And I know I'm the email marketing guy, but surprisingly, this actually has nothing to do with emails themselves. So I'll give you a second. If you want to guess what it is, I'll give you a hint. It's not subject lines. Yeah. Oh. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's pop-ups. So I can hear you groaning through the screen. Give me a second here. Some people hate them. I know. Personally, I love them because when you do them right, they make you a lot of money. So essentially what a pop-up is, as most of you should know, it's just offering the website viewer an incentive in return for their email and potentially their phone number if you do SMS as well. Most brands sit at around 2 to 3% opt-in rate and annoy their viewers with a pop-up, and the viewers just exit out the site, see you later, I'm not coming back. And there's a reason for this. But after this video, you'll have the formula for a pop-up that generates 8 to 12% opt-in consistently. And that your viewers will see, they'll like, they'll resonate with, they'll give you your email, and they'll purchase. And it's not going to annoy them in the slightest. So as you can see here, we got 11.3, about 10%, and a 14% submission rate. I know what I'm talking about. And after this video, you will too. So first, why do people hate pop-ups? It's because most brands fit into 1 to 2 categories. Either they have a pop-up that's intrusive, it's spammy, it's annoying, and that's because it's not set up right. Or they fit into the group where they don't have any pop-up at all because they don't want to be the guy that has an intrusive, spammy, and annoying pop-up. So when it's done right, a pop-up can be one of the highest leverage tools to getting you warm leads and valuable customer insights that you can drive more revenue from. And when done correctly, it's like a friendly salesperson that greets you with a smile and a valuable offer right when you're ready to take advantage of that offer, not when you're in the parking lot walking up to the store. They don't come running out and say, "Hey, take this offer." Like, that's annoying. You want to have it set up so it is intuitive with your customer's journey. So having a smart pop-up actually aids the customer experience because they're receiving an incentive and you're receiving their information that you can then use to nurture them towards a sale. It's a win-win. So why use a pop-up at all? Aren't there other ways to get emails? Sure, but using a pop-up is going to increase your conversion rates because you're able to capture those high intent warm leads, and then you're able to have direct communication with them that's value driven, nurturing them towards their first purchase through your welcome flow, your abandonment flows, and then eventually through email campaigns. It also maximizes your ad spend efficiency. And the reason for this is, like, you've already paid for the traffic, so 99% of it is just going to come onto your site, click around, and leave. And the only way you're going to get them back on your site is by retargeting them with more expensive ads. So if you want to do that, go ahead, you're burning money. And the solution to it is just setting up an optimized pop-up that's going to get you 8 to 12% of those people that are visiting your site. You're going to be able to stack them into an email list and then use that information to then hit them with that content that is very, very, very low cost. It's practically free compared to how much you're spending on ads. So you might as well squeeze as much as possible from the traffic that you're already paying for. Not to mention, you're building a long-term asset. You own the email list. You don't own your ad accounts. Google can shut you down. Facebook can shut you down. You have no control over it. Versus an email list, even if an email sending provider shuts you down, there's tons of other ones. You still have the email list that you can just carry on to the next one. And so it's invaluable in that sense. So we'll go through this exercise. What brand do you want to be? So you can pick A, B, C, D, all of them. Say they're all selling the same product. They all have 100,000 website viewers. They all have an average order value of $100. Only difference between these four brands is their pop-up rate, or their pop-up opt-in rate, and their welcome flow conversion rate. So having a bad pop-up but a good conversion rate will get you decent results. Same thing the other way around. If you have a great pop-up but a pretty bad welcome flow conversion, you're going to get okay results. If you have bad for both of them, then you're going to get pretty measly results. But if you have good opt-in rate and a good conversion rate for your welcome flow, you're going to get insane results. And I know you might be thinking like, okay, obviously this one's the worst. These two are probably tied, and then this one's the best one. You're right. But what I think you might not see is exactly how big the difference is. Just by having the pop-up and the welcome flow dialed in, you're making 4 times as much revenue as if you're missing one of those steps. And the thing is with this is that the welcome flow, getting that conversion rate up, takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. You're going to have your welcome flow that has, 8 to 10 emails and all the technical stuff about that. You're going to have all your abandonment flows. Like, you need a lot of stuff to get this up to a high conversion rate. The pop-up, you can make in 20 minutes. And so going from this guy to this guy, adding, $180,000 in revenue literally takes 30 minutes. And so I'm assuming you want to be brand D. If you don't, you can just click off the video because I don't know what you're smoking. But 4 pillars of list growth. This is what you need to have a great pop-up. First of all, the design has to be there. It has to be it has to be eye-catching. It has to pop. It's going to be a split second whether the viewer decides whether it's worth their attention. And so having a design that pops, that's why it's called a pop-up. But you have to have it where it's a balance between attention grabbing but not overwhelming. And so it's like, oh, you're going to have a pink pop-up with yellow lettering because that's the most, and it's like, that's not going to work. You can have it be black and white, but as long as it's attention grabbing, that's what you need. And then the offer, this is one of the most important parts. You need to answer the question, what's in it for me? Because if you just said, give me your email, people would be like, no, I'm not getting anything from it. Why would I give you something if I'm not getting anything in return? And that's a valid response. And so what do? You need to give them something. And you don't just want to give 50% off. You don't want to give 100% off because that's not going to be profitable for you. So testing and seeing different offers, whether you're doing percentage off, dollars off, free gift with purchase, free shipping, things like that. And then like whether it's 10%, 20%, whatever it is, testing and seeing what's the best mix for you of having people opt in, but also having those opt-ins be profitable. And then your copy, you want to have it be really simple but not generic. Simple but not generic is like probably the best advice I can give for how to create a good pop-up. And we'll get to that when we get to the examples. But honestly, the copy just needs to resonate with the audience. Something that kind of, it almost just needs to be giving context to the rest of it. So context to the offer, because you can just put 20% off email, but like that's not going to work. You need a bit of copy to contextualize the actual offer. And then behavior, this one is honestly the most important because you can have a great design, 25% off, great copy, but if the pop-up is showing immediately as you enter the website, it's a bad pop-up. If it's showing up every time you visit the website, it's a bad pop-up. Like, you need the design to feel intuitive and feel non-intrusive, and something that hits them at the right time. So usually the way I set it up is to have it be triggered either after a specific time they've been on the site, because that gives them enough time to kind of click around and scroll and whatnot, or you can do it by a percentage of the page that they've scrolled. Usually I do it by time because some people don't scroll the website. They just kind of like have it stagnant and look around, or they only scroll like a little bit, and you just never know if they're going to be actually be scrolling. So usually time is the best one to do, but you can have it be triggered by either or. But if you have all four of those dialed in, you're going to be in the 8 to 12% opt-in category really easily. So this one here, there's examples of bad pop-ups. This one, like I was saying, this one is generic. You could see this as like, oh, it's simple, right? But there's nothing attention grabbing about it. The picture is like kind of weird to have. Like it's not like a full bleed picture. It's kind of just sitting there. Can't really like, it's not exciting at all. The offer doesn't pop out at you, and so you're not going to really be intrigued by it. And the CTA for it is subscribe. Just one word, subscribe. Not great. Also, with the copy, subscribe to our email list for updates. Who is subscribing for updates? Who wants to be updated by a e-commerce brand? Nobody wants to just receive updates. They want real stuff. Whether like you can, if you're just saying updates as in like valuable content that we're giving out, like you can frame that in a different way to make it actually intriguing versus like updates. Nobody wants updates. So for this one, what they've fixed, this is not the same brand, but like save 5%. The CTA copy relating to the offer that they're getting is what you want to do. But 5% off your first order is not a good offer because people are receiving 10%, 15%, 20%. 5% is not a great offer. And say this brand, their average order is $200, right? 5% is $10. And so if you said save $10 with your first purchase, or you said receive this free gift with a purchase, and that free gift was worth $10, that's gonna outperform this by a lot. And then but other than that, the copy is good. Welcome to Better Sleep. Sign up and save. Boom, boom. Simple, great. The design sucks. Having the picture be the entire card and then having like a transparent overlay over top doesn't really work. So this one here, this one has most of the elements to it, but it just like isn't hitting the mark. And the reason why, you have your picture over here taking up too much. It's now the focal point, whereas you're offering 25% off, and most people are not looking at this first. They're seeing the big picture that you're putting in front of their face. And what you want to capture them with is the intrigue of the offer. Not to mention, this copy is hard to read. The blue on the white doesn't give great contrast. You want to have something that pops out. This certainly doesn't pop out. The picture pops, but you don't want people necessarily just looking at the picture. You want them looking at this, so they want the offer and then give you their email. This as well, the input field, like this here, is just like one space and then will expand as you type. It just looks weird. It creates friction, and friction decreases conversion. And then again, subscribe now. Nobody wants to subscribe. They want to take 25% off. And so change this to give me my 25% off, or something like just anything that relates to. So change this to just anything that really relates to the offer. So save 25%, take 25% off, claim my discount, anything like that that relates to the actual offer, not that they're subscribing to another email list. And then this one here, same kind of deal as the first one. It's simple, but it's also generic, and so that's not great. You have the picture be the focal point. You have really small lettering on the actual offer, so they have to see this and be intrigued by the picture enough to read "Stop the Bounce," and then be intrigued by the headline enough to read the subheader, where they finally realize that they're going to get a discount by giving you their email. You want the discount to be the focal point, because that's what creates the incentive, which creates the win-win scenario, which people are not annoyed by the win-win scenario. They're annoyed because this is popping up as soon as you enter the page and they don't even know they're getting a discount. They're just clicking off and now they're pissed and now they're not going to buy from you and they're just going to leave the site. Like, people would think that this is a good one because it fits. Oh, you have a design and you have simple copy and you have a get the discount. Oh, the CTA is related to the offer and whatnot. But it's like, no, you have to have the nuances of all the four pillars together to actually have a high performing one. So what does some good pop-ups look like? This one here is perfect in the sense of simple but not generic. You have 6 words, like 6 to 8 words here. Gear up, 20% off first order. Are you a male? Are you a female? Enter your email. Get this offer. This one pops out at you. You immediately see the offer. Simple copy, simple design. CTA is related to the offer. You're getting a little bit more zero-party data, whether they're male or female, which then you can use to personalize the content that they're getting. This is great. 10 out of 10. This one here isn't going to be your main pop-up, but I wanted to add this because it's a good example of how you can use smart pop-ups. So this one is really smart because now Klaviyo has a way where you can actually trigger pop-ups based on what people have in their cart. And so if you're offering 10% off for your welcome offer, if they have something in their cart and you hit them with this pop-up that's like redeem now, and you're showing them this is your savings, you're taking 10% off, it's a great price, redeem it now, and goes straight to checkout, you're basically just like funneling them towards checkout. Great pop-up here as well. And then this one here is kind of the counterpart to this one, where you can put images, you can have images. Images are great. Usually I find that just text-based ones work better, but it's different for every brand, especially apparel brands. You might want to have a picture to show the viewer exactly what the end benefit is of your products. You look really nice, like you look cool, you're dripped out, but this isn't drawing your attention away from the right side, because the color scheme and the sizing of it is all not too in your face, right? Versus something like this taking up most of it, or something like this, like you can't not look at it. Versus this one, you look at this, it grabs your attention, your eyes immediately go from left to right, and then you're seeing enjoy 15% off your first order plus free shipping and return. So like this copy, all the copy only relates to the offer, because this is doing the rest of the context. You want to have context, offer, and then a good CTA. This one doesn't have a great CTA. It just has this like little plus sign. So what I would do is, you have the space for it, so just move this down to here, have a CTA here, because even though you think, oh yeah, it's cleaner to just have the little plus there, like, not saying that people are dumb, but people need to have their hand held. They need to, if you have a button, people won't click it unless it's essentially screaming, click this button right here, click it. If it's not doing that, people aren't going to click it. You need something that says redeem now with an arrow. Like, this arrow means nothing, but people will see it and say, this will take me somewhere, and I'm redeeming something and it's going to take me somewhere. Like, that's how people's brains work. And so you need that strong CTA that's related to the offer. So it's like, take 15% off just right here. And this would make that slight tweak would make this one a perfect one. This one probably sits at 5 to 6%. Literally, that small tweak would boost it to probably 10, 11% likely. But yeah, so that is exactly how to quadruple your revenue with no extra ad spend. You're going to go from one of these 3 brands. You're sitting at, you're scraping by. If you just dial in the pop-up and you have good systems in place for your welcome flow, your abandonment flows, you're sending frequent campaigns, you're gonna go from $60,000 to 240 really quick, because like I said, this in 30 minutes it then works instantly. It works on the new traffic coming in and that you're already paying for. So get this set up literally today. Like, if you don't, you're losing money every visitor that you have that you don't have an optimized pop-up for. You're just losing money. If you still don't really know exactly how to do it, I'm going to put a link to a call with me. We'll go over your current pop-up. We'll go over all the four pillars, and then I will personally create a new pop-up for you that's optimized, and so you can see the results right away. So that'll be in the description. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you soon.